Have here, folks. Let's get this chat started up. I am live. I am live. I am live. What it do, people? It is your boy Jack Travis, and it is straight like that live on Sundays, as we do around this here time, man. Every Sunday, you dig what I'm saying? Allow a couple people to trickle in here as I send this out to someone who requested in particular. How y'all doing out there in the world, man? I hope everybody doing well, doing swell. Oh, no. All right. And we're back. Now, I anticipate having to change the battery at some point here in probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so, but you bear with me, man. I'm on camera. But we've got some issues with the dummy battery not being yet ordered and a little timeout motion and all that. But that's, still we rise, man. This is where we are right now. Let me send this thing out. Like I said, as I was saying, man, I hope everybody doing well, doing swell out there in the world. It's been a long week. I like to do this thing on Sunday. Once we've pretty much wrapped up our week and try to take everything into account going forward, man. What am I doing here? I'm kind of all right. Now I'm trying to do okay, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. Let's share this through my messaging app to this young lady here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh shit. Again, man, I hope everybody doing well, doing swell. I got a big list of damn, bro, like this is crazy, man. Give me a minute, people. I'm doing something on the fly. Give me a minute. All right, here it is. Okay. Why am I not seeing that over here though? I'm trying to send this doggone link to somebody, man. We're gonna try this again. Tell you what, let's search for it. All right, there we go. All right, we in business now, people. All right. We got a big list of things. I'm pretty sure my dog Lisa Jean will probably be in here at some point. Let's get this chat going. Uh, see what it do with the people. All right. Like I said, we got a big list, man. As you can see in the title, no EBT, dumb jocks. But do not be lost, you all. Do not be sad because we do have a new ballroom at the White House. You dig what I'm saying? For what that is worth. And so let's get to looking around into some things, man. Going down my list, we'll start it on a lighthearted note, man. Just talk about something I see. Now I didn't watch a lot of this little interaction last night. I caught a couple of tricklings by way of what they call clip farming and things out here like that in the world. And so I can't opine on it too big, but I did see some comments that Baby of Cash Money had towards the end, and they were directed at a one young Turk. Now, if y'all know anything about Turk is going to use that to he gonna clip farm that hard body. You dig what I'm saying? Like he's definitely gonna have a reaction to that. And Bird said something to the effect of whether or not you around. You dig what I'm saying? We'll keep doing our thing. He called him a bitch, and uh, I guess he was supposed to be on stage. I'm not sure if he got paid to be there and just didn't show up, or if they didn't include him. From what I saw, and like I said, I didn't see a lot. I don't know if it affected the performance, man, or the performing certain songs, or whether they took the songs out that Turk was on, or people performed his part for him. I don't know if Birdman is mad at Turk because he had to rap too many verses. Maybe he had to do too many Turk verses last night, and so Baby, like, nigga, I'm too old for this shit. You did what I'm saying. But I saw Baby get up there and go through talking about And which I guess he got a point. He said I was the first one with gold, with not gold, with diamonds in my mouth. I was the first one with tats on my face. I ain't gonna hold you, my nigga. I don't really know if that's nothing to brag on. You dig what I'm saying? I guess if you live the kind of life you can get away with that, so be it. But outside of being a rapper and I guess selling dope, like what other forms of life can you get away with having face tattoos? You know what I'm saying? Now, a diamond grill is one thing. Maybe you got a detachable. You dig what I'm saying? But outside of that, I don't really know many professions where a diamond grill is warranted. You dig what I'm saying? I don't know how many places you're gonna walk in for an interview with a diamond grill and they just look at you like a regular guy. You dig what I'm saying? But Birdman took his recognition for being the originator of that type of thing, and so he went in and talking that shit about Turk. Now I didn't watch the. I guess somebody get in the comments, man. Let me know what the overall competition looked like. I didn't watch the thing to know who won or what I'm saying, who put forth the best effort. I probably watched a lot more of what was the last verses. Damn, I got a lot of shit open on this computer. Let me close some of this shit down, folks. What was the last versus? Diplomats versus the Locks. And I saw my boy Jada. Yeah, Jada ate everybody food out there that day. So I don't know if it was a repeat performance or something like that. Y'all get in there and let me know, man. I saw the looks on some of them folks' faces when when Bird got to talking crazy about Cuz, but other than that, I don't really know a lot of what happened and what went down in that little situation. Well, actually, I've got a video right here. Let's do it on this. It's in my Instagram. Let's go to Instagram because I can't necessarily turn the mic that way. Let me go to me joints. Lisa Jean, where you at, Lisa Jean? Lisa Jean, I know you ain't forgot about it, man. Come on in. All right, let's see. We changed the world. Cash money forever, you heard me? Where you at, P? Say what you gotta say. Start what you gotta say. Hey, man, like, I ain't gonna even lie, bro. Like, when I met Blood, I just was trying to do something different in the game. I ain't started this young. Bird. I was a young man. I don't know if Bird drunk or old, or maybe a combination of the two, but this definitely got you feel me. Trying to get some money and not be in the streets. And I met BG, I met Wayne, I met Juvie, I met Turk. Shout out to Turk. You ain't here, but fuck you. We gonna fuck you and we won't fuck you. You heard me? Don't go off script. We gonna fuck with that people. But that's another movie. But ain't no, Cash Money. When one died, I ain't gonna say died, but we lost a lot of soldiers. But Cash Money ain't built on you leave, you can't, we gonna still multiply. Let's go. Cash Money ain't gonna never die. And long as I'm alive, hold on, Fresh. Long as I'm alive, Cash Money ain't gonna never die. Shout out to my NBA young boy, NBA rich gang. Who don't like it? Right. We with all the bullshit. If you ain't with us, you this house and you know what's gonna change the world. Bird still thugging out here, man. Bird said you can still get your issue that I will get your mind righteously. You dig? So yeah, you saw him go in on Turk, man. He on it. He full of that oil now. You got to know that. And that Turk thing, man. I don't know if I made an episode on that or not. I definitely had it in my crosshairs at one point in time. And it seemed to have stemmed from I think Turk was mad that he didn't get invited to Essence Fest. I know Mia X had a beef about P using her to, well, I guess no limit. Well, I guess this is all in all. I know Mia X had a beef with P, saying that P was using her to promote the show when she wasn't being paid her fee that she wants, and so we saw some back and forth with that. You dig? And Turk, like I said, man, Turk has me out um, not being invited to Essence Fest, and then he was in a little rap battle, if you will, with BG, and trying to measure his music against BG and saying who had the bigger role out now they out of prison. And I thought it was cringe as fuck, bro. I guess niggas that's been in a rap group, that's something for them to compete over. But at such a big age, bro, out here rapping that out here, you know what I mean? On the soapbox that you can out rap a nigga. I mean, like, come on, bro. Like, when I don't think either one of their albums made any noise. I know BG was saying, like, well, nigga, I got a song that got picked up by NBA 2K. You know what I'm saying? All the young heads listening to my shit. And maybe he had a point in that. I heard some good reviews about the Turk. What was the name of it? Alvin or something. It was like a dude's name, Bruce or something. The name of my bad, bro. If I'm getting bro album all fucked up, man, I ain't meaning to be disrespectful. I think it was Bruce though, or something like that. Dog. It was the name of the album. But y'all, it was 5 letters. I promise, bro. When you find it, you be like, oh, well, he was right about the 5 letters. But I didn't hear no rave reviews about it. I don't listen to a lot of new rap or whatever. I still listen to niggas like Nipsey, man. You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's a couple new rappers I run across, but none of them that I really remember their name enough to go back and keep up with their body of work. You dig what I'm saying? It's weird like that. Am I just getting old or something? Y'all get in chat, let me know. Am I just getting old or these rappers just not great? You know what I'm saying? I would tend to lean towards rappers not being great, although I will say, Father Time is undefeated and none of us are getting any younger by the day, me included. You understand what I'm saying? So I shy, I don't shy away from it. A lot of time when people get to talking that age conversation, shit, I say, man, you know how many niggas I know would love to be my age right now? Huh? Shit. Them niggas would probably let you take half of their body and stuff it somewhere if they could still be half of their body upright and blood flowing. You feel me? At this age. So I don't shy away from progressing through this thing we call life. But yeah, man, I don't really know. I didn't watch that. I'll go back and watch some clips of it. I'm pretty, like I said, I'm pretty sure Turk is gonna take umbrage with what he heard from Birdman. So he may provide me with some material in which to make a show about here in the coming days. You know what I'm saying? But for people that want to check it out, y'all welcome to get in the comments after this is uploaded. Let me know who you thought won the battle. And this, that, and the third. Moving on to other things. What are we 12 minutes in? Oh man, this is a big deal right here, man. This was like in the this was in the title for the live. And it is addressing the state of the EBT, the Electronic Benefits Transfer Program, out here in the world. And from what we understand, come November 1, um, benefits will not be uploaded for recipients. Now, I clicked into this the other day, and I'll read you what it is that I saw. Just some factual actuals. All right. October benefits have already been uploaded. Everybody knows that already. We out spending, the money on our cars that have them right now. Existing funds on EBT cards remain fully accessible for food purchases at authorized retailers until they are spent. Now, I heard someone tell me a little earlier that they were told, or the information that they found is saying that you better spend everything you got on there right now in October, because in November, not only are we not uploading anything, we're taking what was already on there. Now, I don't know that that's true. I hadn't heard that. This read up that I typed into the AI companion, I don't think that it says that. Um, but it does say impact start November 1. Yeah. The USDA has notified all 50 states and U.S. territories that federal funding for SNAP will be likely exhausted by November 1st, 2025. This means no new monthly benefits will be issued or loaded onto EBT cards for November. States have been instructed to delay sending benefit files to EBT vendors, affecting approximately 42 million SNAP recipients nationwide. This is a uniform federal issue, so all states will be affected equally. There are no exemptions for specific states. States like Georgia, Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Mississippi have already issued public warnings confirming this nationwide scope. So, unused October benefits will still be redeemable. But like I said, it says that if you still have something on your card leaking over from October, you should be good. Damn. Okay, it says this: unused October benefits on EBT cards will still be redeemable. But if the shutdown persists, federal systems could eventually restrict card access. Some states warn that the risk begins November 1, though it's not guaranteed. EBT cards won't be deactivated immediately, but prolonged shutdowns could lead to broader system failure. So, 41 million Americans, like they just said, man, and it's crazy because if you online following that conversation, there's two words that people of a particular order love to use when you bring up the number of this demographic versus this demographic, being the perpetrators of crime, the recipients of welfare, this, that, and the third, and it's called per capita. Yeah, man, they love to throw up per capita as if it matters. You dig what I'm saying? I went down this whole rabbit hole with somebody on Twitter the other day, and I looked into some information and broke it down for them. And even though, um, from the numbers we broke down, there's approximately 37% of Black Americans in the United States on EBT, which broke down to, if I'm not mistaken, 10 million. There are approximately 26% of white people on EBT, which broke down to 15 million. Now, there's only 40 million black people in America. There's about 200 million white people in America. So, yeah, you would have more out of 200 million. You'd about to order about a bag 2 to 5. Yeah, more people. So you would have feasibly more F ups in the world. But the way that you hear them talk about that they're such, you know, top of the line, well to do individuals, then it's like, it seems like it should be more success stories. But I said all that to say that there's 15 million people of a particular category that are gonna be affected by these EBT shutdowns, man. And so, my take on that, as far as the government getting back in there and getting it started, I gotta think, because it's not like EBT. It was just free food for people. Like you just go in and get your food, walk out, and there's no accounting system for it. The people, the companies that provide those foods, man, the people that provide the service, making the transaction and all that, they losing money, bro. And so, the administration, it looks like it only values people that are going hard, got a hard line on going at the bottom line. That seems like who they rocking with. And so I think my battery just died. It did. So hold on. I knew that was about that. 2 seconds. And we back. All right. I knew that was gonna happen, but still, all right. It don't matter. It ain't many people in here anyway. There'll be more people to catch this live after it's uploaded than while it's being filmed. So we ain't tripping. All right, we back good now. All right, man. So I feel like once these people start to whine a little too much about the money they losing, it's one thing for them that you hear 15 million of us are going without food, but it's another thing for 15 of them that are multimillionaires and maybe billionaires in the farming economy and all of that, to get in touch with him and say, man, we lost 17 million over the last week. You know what I'm saying? Now, once one, two of those weeks pile up, and these are major donors to the campaign, and got the inside track to him and all that. And get invited to a little party or something. They get drunk and sit around and talk like, all right, man, like, yeah, you've probably weeded out a couple of them that just won't go back and reapply and this, that, and the third. But we're losing too much money on the business end. So I think they'll get that back going. I think the government, from what I understand, are still, I don't know if they're actually getting paid, but the money is still there for them to get paid. So, it was far be it for me to try to give you any confidence in what the people up there in Washington doing right now, and give you any hope as to a good outlook or any good faith coming from them, man. But again, I think the business interests that have money tied up in the agriculture industry will get them to to get it right, at least enough to them to get back in there and fix this EBT thing. Because like I say, bro, if it was just something that was affecting black and brown people or a certain demographic, then yeah, you may not want to hold your breath. But again, there's another demographic and also business owners that I think are involved in this thing that'll get that tide turned, if you will. What we gonna move into now? And that battery should be good. It's probably a good thing it jumped in. I got 20 minutes out of it, so yeah, I knew when I'll get the rest of my hour. That's the EBT thing, and I guess while we're talking about that now, strangely enough, government shutdown. 41 million Americans about to go without being able to buy food for their kids. This, that, and the third. But at the same time, we're getting an addition to the White House in the form of a ballroom. I almost called it a lot of bunch of crazy words. A ballroom. And it's like, bro, how many people? I mean, it's not a public facility. You know what I mean? You would think that it was a ballroom that they was opening up just somewhere that they can, rent out to people, and they have constant parties in there. I mean, like, what is the point of adding a bar? How many dances and events and all of that do you plan to have in 3 years? But if you listen to some of the rhetoric out there, you listen to a Steve Bannon and all of that. I even heard, and I guess, well, I heard this from a podcast that I started listening to. I don't want to go into it right now. I think I'm gonna wrap it up and speak on these folks here at the end. But I caught this from watching that pod, and they were saying something about the way that Trump and them are destroying boats out there that apparently come from Venezuela with full of dope. You know what I'm saying? Let them tell it. And I think they asked Trump about it, and Trump was like, "We're not really gonna worry about what's going on with them because they're just gonna be dead. Like dead. They're gonna be dead. Like dead." As well, I'm like, damn, bro. So one theory is that he's trying to evoke a response from the Venezuelan government, and they reattack, reply, restrike, or spin the block, however you want to terminize this thing. And that'll then start some type of a war. And apparently, in times of war, you can't have an election or something or other like that. And I guess that's an angle they're trying to play to keep Trump in power in 2028. But again, bro, we can harken back to an event that happened here a month or so ago, and I think that there's a large number of people that's pissed off out here. Your ass come out here playing, bro, thinking all right, bro. I was thinking about something earlier, bro, because I've said before. I wonder if you ask those CK, would he do the things he did the way he did them, knowing what the outcome would have been. And I don't think there's any person in their right mind that faced with being able to see how they left Earth. I don't think there's anybody be like, yeah, bro, I'd have did it just that same way. I'd have been out there looking the same way with no bulletproof grass or just talking, thinking that, yeah, you dig what I'm saying? So I was kind of going through this little thought experiment in my mind. And I think I heard someone mention Zuckerberg. It was something I was watching, man. And maybe a movie or something. I was thinking of this, bro. I'm like, all right. And I don't know if this is a stretch of the imagination, but let's just go down this rabbit hole, right? Let's say that once you cross over into billionaire territory, right? Let's just say in a hypothetical situation, When you become an actual billionaire, you dig? When all the numbers they evaluate and this being situated and this being paid for this, that, and the third. When you become a true billionaire, is it a stretch of the imagination to feel like uh, there's like I don't want to go like club or conspiracy term like Illuminati type shit, bro. But is it a stretch of the imagination to think that you're now a part of an exclusive club where being a billionaire, man, like you are really a move and shake of industry, like your business endeavors, um, if not secured and maintained properly, could affect like millions of people, could deal a major blow to the nations and the world's economy and shit like that. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't think it's a stretch of the imagination to think once you get to be in that status, man, that you are I won't say contacted, but I don't know, man. This shit could be like in the movies, bro. You could just be out at a random place and a guy just walks up beside you and just kind of, start to talk about some shit that you were familiar with, but in a way that just like, damn, that was just out the blue to get my attention, and he just walk off smoothly. Or you find a note, you know, under your mailbox at some point. It could be like that, man, especially if you want to instill some fear into people. But I'm just saying on just a solid up and up level, not some like mysterious shit that you gotta just pick out the clouds and put together like a long came a spider type program. Like I don't think it's outside the stretch of the imagination that along with being privy to the information and the products, the products that we see eventually that come out, that go public and all of that, well, they had to have angel investors and seed investments originally. And these are the opportunities that billionaires and shit are presented with. You know what I'm saying? They know about AI and all of these gadgets and apps and sites and shit. Like, about these shits like years in advance, bro, when they're raising the money for it. They already know that it exists and shit like that. So I think when you get yourself into a position of where you can rock and roll in those circles, man, I don't think it's a stretch of the imagination for you to also be informed of one of the rules, or one of the unspoken rules of, or one of the understandings of this thing is, if you were to grow a conscience, sir or ma'am, at any point in this process of being a billionaire, and start to undertake efforts in which to absolve yourself of being such a rich man can't get into heaven. I don't think any rich man gives a damn about getting into heaven. So I think they would tell that person, before you start to feel like you trying to find God out here and get right with God, and want to get out here on the camera and say things that have people looking at the whole the swath of billionaires and the business investments and endeavors that they go on, as untoward, and try and reform the systems to where it can't be any more billionaires. You grow conscious, we will murk you, your family. We will bankrupt you. We will murk you. We will murk your family. We'll put you on the list like the Kennedys, bro. You dig what I'm saying? The RFK seemed to have escaped the madness, but it's been a gang of them Kennedys went down in under mysterious circumstances. You know what I'm saying? It's as if John F. Kennedy kind of put a curse on him going down the road. So I don't think it's outside the stretch of the imagination for Mark Zuckerberg to have been told something like that, right? And let's just say, okay, we could probably get some credence to that. When we look at these people and say, damn, bro, why aren't they giving back their billions and making the world a better place and all that? I'm like, could you expect them to, bro? I mean, what? I couldn't expect Mark Zuckerberg to be willing to die for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't be well, yeah, I couldn't expect that man to be willing to let something happen to his loved one, his wife, his daughters, and all that on behalf of me. Yeah, it's a bigger conversation. It's a lot more millions of people going forward in the world. But I mean, let's just think about this in real terms. So it's like, man, we look at people to, not be the way they are and not say something until it affects them. You kind of see how it happens. Now on the low level, when you're just a regular person out here and you're trying to act like you belong into that group and you got these kind of views, fuck you and every piece of ground you ever walked on. I'm gonna forever joke on you and make you feel stupid whenever you even feel like I'm talking about somebody like you. You did. But you're talking about billionaires and all that like that. It's like, bro, I couldn't expect these people to jeopardize the life that they've afforded themselves to be able to live. You dig what I'm saying? For the sake of, even if it's like I said, it could benefit a billion people, bro. Like if that involves them putting their life on the line or at risk from the powers that be that exist in the world that they now exist in, the billionaire, the really money mover world, I couldn't expect them people to take a hard line stance on something the way that I would. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in my current situation, maybe I could say I put it all on the line. But I'm also not the same one that's got 3 yachts and you dig what I'm saying? Like I may do with what I got and I live as well as I can, but I don't have 3 yachts and a cigar room and my pick of beautiful women. You dig what I'm saying? Like I don't have that life, bro, in which to have to consider giving it up. So, it's a hard thing to try and swallow and try to quantify, man. When we think about how we're going forward out here and the people that we really feel like are behind the bullshit, it's like, yeah, I don't know if we can really expect them to do much, bro. Moving up now, I guess who are these people? Who are these people? Who are these people? But fuck that ballroom. Nigga, ain't nobody going to that must. I bet it's gonna be must as hell in that ballroom. Nobody going in that shit, man. So oh, what I thought that boy, I thought I said something. I'm like, what am I? Why did I write that on the paper? That is crazy. I kind of misread some of my handwriting. Like, whoa, sir. Where we at? Let's talk about these guys. Man. Did I talk about these niggas? I talked about the dumb jocks, didn't I? Terry Rozier and his 160 million. Yeah, I did, bro. Them niggas gonna have to go to prison, bro. I really do think so. I really do think they're gonna have to go to prison. Oh no, I was just telling somebody else about that. So let's go into these dumb jocks, right? These are people with money. That we can. I was talking about people with money. We can expect to do well for the greater good. But these niggas right here had done well for themselves in life. Um, but they just got their ass caught up in some of the stupidest news, bro. So the other day, if you were watching television, Cash Patel, one of the weirdest people to ever be the head of the FBI. And yes, I said it, Cash Patel. I wish he would get in my Twitter feed with a comment or something, bro. Yeah, it gonna be up. You got man, they gonna show up at my door, nigga. Man, all right, fuck Cash Patel. But Cash Patel jumped on there. He had a press conference, right? He jumped out. He started talking about NBA players in La Cosa Nostra. La Cosa Nostra being the mafia. Gambinos, Genoveses, these fellas out of New York and all this, responsible for the casinos out in Las Vegas. You know the bunch. Watch a documentary or something, they'll tell you all about it. Oh man, Cash Patel says some arrests have been made. In fact, 31 arrests have been made. Now, it's odd enough that you only saw 3 of these people that had been arrested out of the 31, including mafia members and shit like that, right? 3 players. One at this point, former coach for the Portland Trailblazers, a one Chauncey Billups. One Damon Jones, former hooper for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I think Miami Heat. And I think he did a little coaching. One Terry Rozier, former Boston Celtic. They shipped his ass out of there before they got to that championship. And he bounced around, and he's currently now, or was, a player for the Miami Heat. Now, I don't know how much Damon Jones was getting, but Damon Jones in the league 10 so years. He should have a bag. Chauncey Billups won a championship with the Detroit Pistons. That's the Rasheed Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, Big Ben. You understand? I think Flip. Who they coach? Was it Larry Brown? I think Larry Brown was the coach of the Pistons then. Championship winning team. Big shot, not Big Shot Bob. Big Shot Bob is Robert Orr. But Big Shot Chauncey Billups, man. You know what I mean? Beloved character out here. Chauncey Billups, like I said, right now was the coach for the Trailblazers. Getting paid $9 million a year. Yeah. $9 million a year. Terry Rozier, the dunce of the year, bro. Terry Rozier, the dunce of the year. After looking it up, Terry Rozier was supposed to make damn near $26 million. First of all, Terry Rozier has made $160 million in his time in the league. I don't give a damn how many years. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It don't matter. 160 million. M's million. I got caught up. I'm so upset with this shit. This year alone, he was set to make right at $26 million. And these three fool ass niggas have allowed themselves to be black and brown and a criminal in the Trump administration. Huh? Man, they arrested these niggas and charged them with all kind of shit. They said these boys rocking with the mob. They said these boys fixing games. I seen somebody throw up a video. I would use it, but it's in my video. If you want to see my video that I did more breaking this thing down, click on like my latest opportunity. On my latest foray video is about that whole thing, but there's a guy showing a game that looks like Chauncey Billups fixed out, taking players out at the end when they had a deficit they could easily came back from, guys that's on fire, take them out the game, this type of funny shit. Chauncey Billups and the Rozier, as far as the poker game, they said these boys had X-ray tables, people. X-ray tables in which there were built-in cameras where you would put your chips and hold your hand at, and the camera will look up at your hand and analyze who's got the best hand based off the river and all of this shit in poker after you discard some cards. They had an automatic shuffler that dealt out the cards to the players that had a reader in it that would radio back to another room who had the best hand off the deal. If you had certain glasses on, you could look at the back of the cards, and the cards would, in a fluorescent glow, tell you the number and the suit of the card. And I'm like, super slick shit to have, but why would a nigga that's been in the league all of these years, making $9 million as a coach, why would a nigga that's made $160 million set to make them the $26 million this year, why would y'all be involved in that, bro? With the mafia? Why would you be involved with anything with the mafia, bro? Being the type of status individuals you are. And then if you know, to have yourself involved with members of La Cosa Nostra, bro, and you being a black nigga out here in the world, they're gonna see, like, nigga, you was the crash test dummy the whole time. You know that? You know when they figured it out, huh? You know when they figured it out? When Cash Patel said they arrested 31 people, but them niggas looked at the same news coverage and said, damn, I ain't see nobody. I ain't hear him mention nobody. But in the to be fair, in the press conference, Cash Patel named, I think, Jonte Porter. He named about 3-4 other individuals. You know what none of those names were? Not a damn one of them were Italian. You dig what I'm saying? We ain't hit none of them. Oh, that's when they realized the nigga, we used to crash test diamond the whole entire time. Cause I'm wondering, like, how much money could entice you, bro? Because I broke down, the numbers I broke down were based off of me just speculating that Terry Rozier was going to make at least $10 million this year. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I broke those numbers down. Oh, no. I broke the numbers down. Terry Rozier was set over the 82 game season. Terry Rozier was set to make damn near $300,000 a game. And what they play 3 games a week? This man was making damn near $1 million a week. Basically, right. It's 52 weeks in the year, 26 million. So half that up, 26 weeks. This man was making $1 million a week, and his stupid ass out here with a gambling ring. Man, send him to prison. I ain't got no, I ain't gonna sympathy for him, my nigga. That was the dumb jocks portion, you know what I'm saying? But this NBA betting thing, man, this legalized betting all around the board, and I partake in it. Don't get it confused. But when you see athletes with millions of dollars doing this shit, it's like, man, y'all niggas are stupid, bro. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, sirs and ma'ams? We have 40 minutes. Um, what is this? NBA Mafia. Now the NBA season just started. Who y'all like in the NBA thing, man? Y'all got any favorites? That boy Wemby went crazy the other day from what I saw. You got a lot of new rookies in there though. Cooper Flag out there with Dallas. I guess we got to look out and see what he gonna be up to. Of course, like I said, I just said Wemby. LeBron still in LA, huh? I ain't heard a lot about LeBron. Did he retire or what, man? What's really going on? I ain't clicked into a Lakers game. Is he still playing? What's happening with LeBron? I guess that's what people trying to get away from, worrying about what's happening with LeBron. There's a lot of other people paying attention to in the NBA. Who else, man? Some hot names to watch. Oklahoma City Thunder won it last year. You know what I'm saying? I think Shy put up like 55 on opening night. I'm still not a fan of their ball club, but they winning. I guess that's all that matters. I heard them talking crazy about some little guy that played for the Philadelphia 76ers. He seemed to be like another little Tyrese Maxey type of clone. I don't. That's probably good for regular season wins, but going into the playoffs, I wouldn't see a guard group like that making any kind of noise. Who else is somebody to watch out for, man? The Rockets got KD out there. I don't know what else they got around him. Um, Celtics, Jason Tatum is hurt. The Warriors, Steph's doing his thing. Steph ain't aged yet. He's still hooping like a young man out there. Who else worth talking about in the league, bro? I'm trying to think of what the superstars at, bro. The people we be thinking about. I don't know. I think that's kind of the gamut for real. Giannis and the Bucks. I don't know if they making any noise in particular. Everybody got a couple stars. I think Paulo Blanchero still out there in Orlando. I like if it's anybody kind of in the league stick out to me, bro. Stick out, bro. Like he gonna be a beast, man. Big body and he move well, can shoot, dunk, jump, all that. Yeah. Blanchero, I think Blanchero gonna be a beast for years to come. I don't know what they done added to the mix out there to help him out and win some ball games though. What kind of rookies, man? Who outside of Flag, dude? Who would I even remember? I don't even think I know many rookies that went into the league this year. That was hot. Somebody we looking forward to, but that's the beginning of the NBA season, man. I guess since we're talking about professional sports, we'll slide into this. And I just hate to see this situation, bro. I'm prone to say Kevin Stefanski. And what's the owner's name? What's the Brown owner name? Let's see. What is the name of the Cleveland Browns owner?
Jimmy Haslam.
Jimmy Haslam.
Funny.
Dylan Gabriel. I don't know. Let me let Dylan Gabriel live, bro, because he's just a rookie, young guy here trying to play football. But he's not very good at it, at least from what we've seen. Well, I put it like this: he's not so good at it to where we shouldn't see what else we have to offer in the form of a Shedeur Sanders. Cleveland Browns, they're the Cleveland Browns, bro. And I tuned into the game today. It was 30-7. With 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Dylan Gabriel was 16 for 27 for 118 yards, one touchdown, and two interceptions. I thought to myself, Well, what would what would you be telling yourself in your head if somebody on the sideline has one of the players come up and say, "Hey, coach, what you think about seeing some of the backup?" Now, from what I understand, Shador Sanders was inactive today for whatever reason. But this isn't the first game that Dylan Gabriel been out there since the Joe Flacco trade. So I just wonder what you would say, bro. Like what would be your comeback as to why you wouldn't see a Shador Sanders? Now, from what we saw in the preseason was the best thing smoking up there in Cleveland, man. It just reeks, bro. It really reeks. I mean, I don't know, bro. I think with the climate we got these days, if Jimmy Haslam or Kevin Stefanski would just come out and say, "I just don't like his black ass," I think we would receive that better, bro. Like, just come on out and just say something that we can, because it's like nothing else makes sense. You know what I'm saying? What do you got to lose being the Cleveland Browns? If I was the Cleveland Browns, why not make this shit a rotating door? Nigga, I substitute quarterback every quarter. We'll flip them out. First quarter, Dylan. Second quarter, should do it. Third quarter, Dylan. Fourth quarter. Or what? You know what I mean? What do we got to lose? I looked at Miles Garrett, bro. This is kind of a situation where I guess I was kind of talking about that Mark Zuckerberg thing. Could we expect somebody to give up their $1 billion business and brand and lifestyle? Miles Garrett, I'm pretty sure most of his money is in his bank account, and I'm sure another team would pick him up. But I don't know, bro. This good old boys group that appears like it is the way they did Shador, maybe they'll do that too. But Shador is unproven, a proven NFL talent, NFL star. They'll look away and act like they love his activism. But I look at Miles Garrett and the look he had on his face. I think he set a record today. He had 5 sacks. That was a franchise record for the Cleveland Browns. But he was looking helly upset over there on the sidelines, pacing back and forth when they kept the camera on him. He just really had he had a fucked up look on his face. And so I'm like, I would love for Miles Garrett to, after the game when they back there, everybody changing out and leave and go on home, and they had their little exit talks or what have you. And, I just like, man, I would love for his reply to, what's eating at you, Gilbert Grape? When the coach said, "Hey, Gilbert Grape, what's wrong with you? You set a record today. I know we lost, but we always lose, so you shouldn't be upset about that. So what's eating you, Gilbert Grape?" I would love for Miles Garrett to say, "What a black man should do Sanders at? What can quarterback play? We see where he at? Huh? Can we see him play some football? I mean, what we losing, right? So what if he go out here and lose? Okay, we just trying to evaluate between him and the other guy playing quarterback. He may not be the best fit, may not be for him at our team because we lose all the time. But he at least go out here and do some things. And he can go somewhere else and play football. So I would love for him to have that rebuttal to his coaches and cohorts when they ask him what was eating him out there. What was the attitude about? Because y'all son of a bitches don't want to win no game. Y'all just want what you want to do. I'll tackle somebody. If I were Miles Garrett, the headline tomorrow be Miles Garrett got into a 3-point stance. This is what the headline would read. It would say, "What do you get when you mix an old billionaire with the disgruntled superstar? You get this. Jimmy Haslam walking down uh, the tunnel, headed to the locker room to catch the end of the coach talk after a tough loss to who was that? The Patriots they was playing. After a tough loss, this is their tough loss because they always lose. No matter the team, they lose. And as he entered the door to the meeting, Miles Garrett, out of nowhere, everyone thought that he was just practicing the move that got him the 5th sack, where he set the franchise record. So we paid him no mind. As the door swung open with Jimmy Haslam coming in, oh, it just died. And so did my stream. Fuck me. Jesus Christ.